Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today, we're going to talk about this post on Reddit. Would the government or would the U.S. government announce that we are in a recession? That is a question that's being posed to people or Redditors on this website. What do you guys think? Would an authoritative body like the United States government, would they tell you that we are in a recession? We'll talk about that. Welcome everyone to the channel. Before we do and look at some of the comments from this post, hit that like, share, and subscribe if you all appreciate the things that I say, the things that I mention, because we're simply here to pay attention to what ordinary people are thinking. Now, I know that social media and mainstream media like to talk about, a lot of the people who are in the headlines every day, but Reddit is a location that we get to see the mind of other people, the ones who's not in the limelight. So if you guys appreciate the things here, make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe, and also tap that bell notification when these videos are posted to the platform. So now, this question has been upvoted 2,000 plus times, 326 comments as of late. It was 10 days ago. Now, from the question, here it is. Does the government announce stuff like that? I feel like we had a pandemic announcement, but maybe we didn't. I was young in the 2008 crash, so I have no idea how this stuff works. Sounds like it's coming, but no administration wants to admit it's coming or that it's here. And that statement, that paragraph there is so true. No administration will come and actually tell you, hey, even though I'm in control, even though I have power of the purse, even though I have power of the government, I'm not going to let you know that we are in a recession. I'm not going to let you know that we have a pandemic right now. I'm not going to let you know that we are hitting the biggest financial crash since the Great Depression. Why? Because it will tarnish your image and your reputation. And every person who plays within the authoritative field in the government, they don't want to have that blemish on them. They don't want it, because it would be seen as you're the reason why we have this. You're the reason why I'm going through this in my life. You're the cause. So when you look at Trump and how he went ahead and instituted these tariffs across the world, even on the allies of the United States, and caused the stock market to lose trillions of dollars, understand, people are going to look at this man as to why their 401k or their retirement accounts is down 20, 30, 40, 50% if he doesn't rein this in. So when the finger pointing begins, they're going to try to divert it away from themselves. That's why they don't let us know about what's about to come down the pike. That's why they didn't tell us about the pandemic. The reason why I think many people across the world in America knew that the pandemic, that COVID was coming, was because of social media. Now, that is very powerful for the ordinary people, because back in the day, it was very limited on how you received the news, how you received your information back in the day. And even back in the day, those media conglomerates were being controlled by money, by people who are in authority, like the U.S. government. So they were very restrictive on what they could report. But in today's time, with social media and influencers, they have a lot of power to move people that would not have the ability to know what's about to happen. In such case with the pandemic, people within social media who have followings told people, hey, look, I don't know what the mainstream media is saying. I don't know what the United States government is trying to say, but this is what we're getting from other countries in the world. This is what's happening in other countries in the world. Even in 2008, there wasn't social media in 2008 to which the impact of the financial crisis could have been staved for some people. You can't tell me that Wall Street didn't know that the financial crisis in 2008 wasn't about to happen, because there were some people who made billions of dollars off of this crash, off of this financial calamity. People on Wall Street made massive amounts of money because they knew way ahead of time that this was going to happen. I know you guys heard of the movie, the Big Short, to where I forgot the individual's name, but he got ahead of this train and started making bets that the housing market was going to collapse and made a massive amount of money. So yeah, they know. Someone always knows. What about that tweet that Donald Trump sent out saying that, oh, now's a good time to buy stocks, right? Now's the time to buy in the stock market. You don't think he told people prior to that tweet coming out, hey, I'm about to put a 90-day pause on this terror thing. So when that happens, already make sure that you have bought your stocks or your call orders or your options in the market, because we're about to see this thing go up. You don't think he told people that? I mean, there even been some tweets on Twitter to where people came out stating that the president may actually put a 90-day pause before he actually came out with the tweet. Now, make that make sense? So there's always somebody on the planet that knows when these massive calamities happen, that they know when a recession is going to happen. They know when a depression is going to happen. They know when a financial collapse is going to happen. And they always know. The problem is that ordinary people just don't know, because they're out living their regular lives. They're the ones out there putting in the work, in the manual labor. They don't have time to sit and read what the Wall Street Journal has to say, or what Fox Business is saying on their news station, or what CNBC has to say. They're out there living their lives. So again, social media is going to be important. In this next recession, it's going to be important. You have people like Ray Dalio, who is going on mainstream media and telling us, hey, I think that it's going to be something worse than a recession. We have to pick and plug from the information that we get all over the place and come up with, okay, what is really popping off? What's really going on? Don't expect your government to come in and tell you, hey, you need to get ready, because under my administration, we're going to have a recession. You won't ever get that. You won't. Somebody also responded right here. No, they would probably not call a press conference and announce a recession, but they do not have to. Both the government and independent organizations track economic indicators. These are published publicly, and a recession is generally defined as 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP, gross domestic product. So everyone would know there is no hiding it. Now, some of that is semi-true, but the government has access to a lot of the economic indicators. And even if they do come out with the actual facts, the actual data, they can also redefine what words mean. I think maybe a couple of months ago, maybe 2 years ago, they tried to redefine what is a recession, because I could see in this post, a recession is generally defined as 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP. Okay. Now, 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP. So all you have to do is look at GDP. If you see 2 quarters back to back that has declined, then by definition, it's a recession. Now, will you feel it in your everyday life? It depends on how you are and where you are in your life at that moment. Maybe you'll feel it, maybe you won't. And then you begin to look at other people's opinions and what they have to say. And it's kind of like this comment right here. The Great Recession started under Bush and ended a few months into Obama's term. Yet I saw people dead ass insist years later that we've been in a recession for all of Obama's presidency, and he made it even worse. I don't think everyone will know. No, everyone won't know. But the moment that people will know is when it will hit Main Street. Like when you see the cost of everyday products go up, and not just up by a couple of cents, by a couple of dollars. I'm talking about when it goes up 20, 30, 40, 50%, like these tariffs are trying to do with American products that is being imported here. Only people who are on Wall Street, who's in the financial industry, worry about a recession. Ordinary people who look at their lives will become more worried once they see price on product increase, or when they see their 401k or they see their retirement accounts going down. Then more and more people will begin to pay attention. So the government likes to do things in the background. They try to keep those things from hitting Main Street. And at some point, that would be unavoidable, to where it will just have to drop on Main Street. And then usually it's too late. When it hits Main Street, it's usually too late. So for you and I, we have to pay attention to the things that we see on social media, on mainstream media, on what we read, on what other people are saying. We have to always be attuned to what is popping off, what's going on, so that we won't be caught standing on one foot. We'll be prepared for a recession. We'll be prepared for a depression. Somebody commented, you expect the Trump administration to tell you the truth. I don't think it's just the Trump administration. It's government in general. They try to perceive themselves as having your back, as protecting you, but as many cases we've seen, where have you seen the government actually prevent these things from happening to its citizens? Whether it's Republican, whether it's independent, whether it's a Democrat, whoever. Oil prices are down, interest rates are down, food prices are down, there is no inflation. Donald Trump yesterday. So with that being said, or being written, take the opposite of what people say, especially people who are in powerful positions. Take the opposite. Okay. Yes, oil prices are down. Yes, interest rates are down. Food prices are down. But my 401k is not down. I mean, my 401k also is down. So apparently, if it's down now, what is it going to be like in 6 months? What is it going to be like in a year? Yeah, it's not a vibe thing. This is another comment. There is a definition and you can track it yourself. It's weird because the recession is always backdated. We won't know if we are in a recession right now until a few months in the future. Yes, like the definition told us about what a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP. You won't know that until that report is out. You won't know it unless you are on Wall Street, unless you're in the financial industry, to where you look at economic indicators all of the time, which many of us don't do. We don't look at the economic indicators all the time. So I think the recession is kind of like something in between prosperity and a depression, right? And if things don't get better from following a recession, then you might be leading yourself into a depression. And if things don't turn around relatively soon, then I think a recession won't be on the mind of many people. What's going to be on the mind of many people is, okay, where am I going to buy my groceries? I can't afford groceries. I just lost my job. I just got laid off. People will divert their attention more onto self-sustainment. What I got to do to survive. No longer can I just sit on the couch and look at sporting events or play games. I have to go out there and figure out, because if I don't, then me, myself, and my family will be in jeopardy. The governments of the world don't want that. They want to keep people inundated and sedated with things of no value to their lives, like entertainment. So are you ready? Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit. And as always, trade different.